Okay, great. Everybody, Miss Natalie Nunn is on air live right now, so everything's all good. We can do the show.
Cool.
Yes. So, Marquette University is in Wisconsin, and you were here not too long ago. So, how'd you enjoy your time here?
Oh, Wisconsin was fun. I was I forget the name of the city I was actually in Wisconsin, but it was cool. It was cool. I've been everywhere, and, even the smaller states, I love to hit up all the states. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I like to show love to, everyone and every city, and it was cool.
Well, I definitely got to figure out which city you was in, because Milwaukee is not cracking where I'm at.
Wait, let me think. It was like outside of Milwaukee, because I remember that night there was a comedy show going on downtown, but I was like an hour and a half drive away.
I was gonna go, but we had like tests and papers, so couldn't make it. But next time you come to Wisconsin, I would be in the building.
All right, cool.
So you're on the Bad Girls Club. So what do you think of this season now? Doesn't sound too good.
I just feel like I wish that they would cast girls that don't know what don't watch the show. Because now what's happening as it's getting to season 6, 7, 8, 9, they're obviously fans of the show, these girls, because they're doing things that have already been done, or they're saying things that were already said, and they just look like imitators, or they just look like they're trying too hard. And I feel like if they actually casted girls that don't watch the show, that have no idea like who these other girls are from the show, they get better castmates. But they keep getting these girls who are like, I'm going to outbeat her, or I'm going to outbeat, and it's like, then it just looks like they're trying too hard.
Well, one girl that's definitely trying to outbeat you is Shar. So there was a little beef going on Twitter between you two. What's that all about?
Oh, no. To me, I don't think Shar is even capable of doing half of the things that I've done since or after the Bad Girls Club. I mean, her season is over. Basically, all the episodes have aired, and she didn't entertain me. I mean, she didn't get a buzz that I had gotten, because what a lot of these girls are trying to do is be like bossy, with no sense of humor, no sense of style, no sense of, they didn't entertain the audience. So to me, Shar wasn't remotely funny. She didn't entertain me at all. But she did annoy me. So if some of, for me, I have like a love-hate relationship. So a lot of the fans could be like, they love me or they hate me, and ultimately, in the end, you don't want to just be hated. You want to have both love and hate.
Right.
And for Shar, it was, if she was a fan favorite, she would be a little more popular than what she is. But, in the end, the drama really was that she showed up to my birthday party and tried to be like my BFF and smile in my face, and then a couple months go by and her show had aired. But when she showed up to my birthday party, the show had already been finished taping, but there was like a gap between when it was finished, when they wrapped, and when it airs.
Okay.
And my birthday party was in between those. So when I watched the show and I saw all the stuff she was talking about me, I'm like, why would you show up to my party and be at my face and try to be my friend and think we're going to talk business after all the things you said about me on the show?
Because on the show, she definitely dissed you multiple times.
Oh, for sure. Like, it was like I was her competition, and I was this, and I was... So it just killed me. I mean, there's a lot of those girls in Hollywood or girls that, are out there that do that, and you either air them out or you turn your head. And usually I'm the type of person who airs people out, and then I'll turn my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you've made quite a name for yourself after your season on Oxygen, and they've been kind of riding the Natalie train, after you appeared. And you appeared on all the seasons subsequent to yours. So how did you separate yourself in a house of women whose goal was basically the same thing?
Well, ultimately, I didn't go into the Bad Girls Clubhouse to, be anyone's friend or along with these girls, or to walk away and say, oh, well, this person... my goal was get on the show, entertain America, don't sit around and do nothing. I mean, while all the other girls, like literally the term where people say, well, while you're sleeping, I'm working, like the girls would be sleeping until like noon or 1 o'clock, and I'd be the first one up at 7 a.m., or, the last one to go to bed. And just these girls, just thought they were going to go on a show and lay the whole summer off, literally sleeping and laying by the pool. And then they thought that, that the show was going to end, they're going to be some superstars. Well, like, the first 6 months when the show was airing, I was grinding. I mean, I literally was all over the country. I was, doing anything and everything, marketing and promoting myself. And that first 6 months, that initial 6 months really is what separated me from the other girls. While they were literally sitting back and watching the show every night or every week when it aired,
right.
I was like probably on a plane missing the episode, but on to the next city, or trying to make sure that I let the fans get a piece of me and get that Natalie Nunn whole vibe left with them. So I mean, yeah, that's what it was. These other girls were like sleeping in, and
Well, you are also an athlete, and you have a background in marketing, right?
I went to USC, and I went to college actually for communication. But a lot of the classes that like the classes that were required in the communication major was a lot of sociology classes, statistic classes, marketing classes, and like self-promotion classes. I mean, it was everything that I learned in college. I could honestly say I have been able to, with what I'm doing now, utilize it.
Okay.
And yeah, I know a lot of kids, they go to college and then they don't even do what they went to school for, but it was just a blessing that what I went to school for, I was actually capable of doing it and putting it to use. Because, I mean, it's not that easy to get picked for a reality show. It was definitely a blessing.
So right now you're on a new reality show that's premiering April 18th, this Monday. Love Games, Bad Girls Need Love Too. So what can we expect from the show?
Well, you can expect the same Natalie that you saw in Bad Girls Club. My voice is definitely going to be heard. I'm on the show looking for love in the sense that, I'm coming off of a year of being one of the most successful and talked about bad girls. So, I was drawing a lot of different celebrities in my life that weren't working out, guys that, didn't really mesh well with me or couldn't handle a bad girl, like myself. So I kind of decided to take a few steps back and say, okay, look, I might be, the most talked about bad girl, and I might be the most successful bad girl and this reality star, but a year ago, I was just Joe Blow on the street. So let me give the opportunity to a Joe Blow on the street, to prove that they can handle a bad girl. So I kind of went into the show like totally just like, okay, who are you? Like, I'm sure you know who I am, and I'm sure you know who Leah and Amber are too. But I kind of definitely like the humble. You're going to see the humble. The Natalie's actually giving people a chance. But then you're also going to see me, snapping and flashing on these guys, and kind of putting my foot down and letting them see what they're really going to have to deal with if they're trying to deal with me.
Yes, the trailer for the show, you were all up in one guy's face, so I think that'll catch a lot of viewers. In the Bad Girls house, you're in a house full of women, but now guys are in the house. Does that make things more fun, or does it just get a bit messy now?
For me, like I grew up with an older brother, and I grew up like as a tomboy. Like I played soccer and I ran track my whole life. So it would have been cool if I was like the only girl in the house. I would have probably had so much more fun with the guys and hanging out and we had a professional wrestler in the house. We had a player. So it would have been cool, like, hanging out and playing sports or just chilling and working out the guys. And every morning they'd get up and all be, like, lifting weights and stuff. It would have been cool for me. But obviously, there's a twist with Leah and Amber in the house. And, which makes things even a little more tense. And girls are catty. It doesn't matter. Girls are catty. Girls are sneaky.
Right.
Girls are, especially if they're not your friends, and if they're not your real friends, they're snakes. So it just makes the show like even more entertaining, throwing in 3 girls instead of just one girl in a house.
Right. Well,
looking for love. So yeah, you're going to see Natalie, Leah, and Amber go at it too. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of Leah, on her season, she also talked a lot of stuff about you. And on the reunion, was her attitude still there? Like, did she have any animosity towards you on the show?
Yeah, we didn't. We definitely don't see eye to eye in a lot of situations. Leah's fresh off of her season when we're taping the show, so they literally had just wrapped the reunion probably like a couple weeks before we, get in the house. So she's coming off big, bad, and bold, and, Natalie's always the one to put somebody in their place.
Right.
But this is a full series show, so, one episode might show one thing, and then as things, carry along, you'll see some pretty good, entertaining battles going on. I'm sure America will definitely be tuning in for those.
Okay. And you're also good friends with Tanisha, who is also a member of the Bad Girls Club. So do you think there's any favoritism for you in the house with her being the host?
Tanisha and I are really close. I will say out of Natalie, Amber, and Leah, Tanisha and I are, out of all the Bad Girls, I think Tanisha and I are pretty close. I don't think that there's any, she's just laying the ground rules. She's there to lay the rules of every challenge every week. And she is there that's it. She's not a judge. She's not, anything like that. She's just the host. So, she pops up. She gives her word of advice, and that's it. She's just kind of like.
So she's like the house mom.
She's like the house mom. She kind of tells everybody, And then there's a few situations where, you'll see Tanisha and I have some one-on-one time. So I think people will really enjoy that too.
Yeah, because you both have strong personalities. Were there any conflicts between you two?
No, never.
Okay. So I hate to bring this up because this is old news, but it keeps popping up. The Wiz and Amber fiasco.
Really, honestly, I have no comment about that right now. Just it's what was said on Twitter and what was said on my Ustream. Like, I'm leaving it at that. That's it. Like, everybody knows where I stand. Everybody knows where I stand, and that's it. Like, I'm a straightforward person. There's no sugarcoating anything over here. And, that's what you're going to see on the show, too. Like, I'm straight to the point now. Like, I don't have any time for any games. That's it. Like, I'm just going to say it how it is, and I'm going to say how I feel. And if people don't like it, I really just don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is how I feel. Like, you're just listening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just listening to what I'm saying, but I don't care how you feel about the situation.
Right.
And that's where I left it. Like, that's it. The Ustream said it all, and my tweet said it all, and that's what it is.
Okay. Well, whatever you say, you always get, like, negative feedback. So there are people who love Natalie and people who love to hate Natalie. Like, how do you deal with all the hating?
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, I'm coming off of the hit show, The Bad Girls Club, which is Oxygen's #1 show, which is all women between the ages of 18 to 25, #1 show in America. Like, it doesn't matter, and I am the most popular bad girl. So it doesn't matter if I say, come on, everybody, let's do charity work. Like, people are going to have something negative to say. It doesn't matter if I'm cussing, somebody out on a Ustream. Everybody's going to have something to say. At this point now, like, I just have to continue to say and feel and do Natalie. Like, there are times when I might bite my tongue because I'm like, it doesn't benefit me to argue with this person, or it doesn't benefit me to even say or comment back. It doesn't matter. But when the situation escalates to a certain, like, you know, degree, and I feel like, you know what, no, like, I'm going to say how I feel. I don't really care what he or she thinks.
Right.
Or America. You know, if I cared how everybody was going to feel, I wouldn't have went on TV in the first place.
Right.
And, you know, was myself. Because this is me, and anything I've ever said was never scripted. I was never told to say something in interviews. I'm never told to, you know, it's me. So if people don't like it, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, this is Natalie, and you're you, and that person's that person, and that's it. So, you know, I mean, yeah, everyone's going to have something to say at this point. Like, you know, especially after more shows, and, you know, the more popular you get, you know, you either stop talking or you just keep being you, and I'm always just going to keep being me.
And I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to you, whether it's negative or positive, because you are free to say whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, some people get really popular and they see that their fan base is so big, and, you know, and I'm talking about people like, just say, like Beyonce, or, you know, and you got to be careful what you say at that point. But that's her role. Like, her role is to be, you know, just put out songs and hit music and all that, and I respect that. But see, I'm a TV personality. So if I stop giving my personality to America, then I'm no longer working or relevant.
Okay.
So people want to hear what Natalie has to say about whatever the situation is, if the sky's blue or if the sky's purple, you know, and that's why I always have something to say. People might be like, why is she saying this, or why doesn't she just shut up or go crawl under a cave, whatever people say. It's like, you're commenting and you're listening, because that's my job, is to give you something to talk about. And I think people are going to have their mixed feelings about a lot of things, and team whoever they want to be team, but at the end of the day, like, my job is to be the personality that either people love to hate, or hate to love, whatever it is. They just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I have to keep them feeling some sort of way. That's my job.
And you definitely got people talking and on your team and against you, so you're obviously doing something right in this game. So there also has been talk about you releasing a book.
Yeah, I mean, me and my team, we got a lot of really, really cool things that I've been working on that they're finished. A lot of things are finished. I don't know if I'm really gonna talk about when things are gonna be released, but with next couple weeks, something's gonna be dropping that's really cool for the fans. And then you know, a lot of the stuff I've been working on over this past year, you know, is finished, but projects are just they just are being released accordingly and timely for certain things. But there is for sure going to be a Natalie Nunn book to come. I can't tell you a date, but there is for sure going to be a book.
Cool. Well, I want to thank you again so much for calling in. Everybody, watch Love Games, Bad Girls Need Love 2, April 18th, Monday night, and it's right after the Bad Girls reunion, right?
Yes, it is.
Well,
cool. Thank you for having me on your show.
No
and I
problem.
enjoyed your questions. They were good. They were.
Thank
and then
you.
Whenever you get your the link up and stuff, definitely tweet me or send it to Mariah, my publicist at Oxygen, and she'll forward it, and I can tweet it for you.
All right, thanks. And if you missed it, the interview with Natalie be posted up. All right, thanks. Bye.